keep track of where we are. 1, 2, 3 up the back, and we've got one up there. Yep, good, got 2. You, sir, and then up the back. Thank you.
Peter Bobrov, just a concerned citizen.
I will not have you say just an Australian citizen.
Oh, well, just. Am I to interpret what you've written and what you've said as a prospectus to the world? You're asking the world to subscribe trillions of dollars to your vision of the future. Are you prepared to stand by your prospectus like company promoters do? Are you prepared to go to jail for omission and exaggeration if that were the case?
I think that's a very succinct question. We've got the 2 authors of this report right here, Will and Lesley.
Look, I think, first of all, we're not giving advice or recommendations or really a perspective. So what we're trying to do is put out the best scientific understanding of the issue that's in front of us. All right? So, as I said before, the science is pretty clear on a couple of things. The Earth as a whole is warming. There's no doubt about that. Evidence is unequivocal. Point number 2, it's beyond reasonable doubt that it's primarily the emission of greenhouse gases that's causing that. Happy to stand behind that, no problems with that. And as Lesley can tell you, there's really growing evidence that there are a lot of risks associated with this. We already see it. We see it in changes in extreme events and so on. So I think that part's pretty clear. And I think a lot of governments get that. That is why they have signed up to the 2-degree limit, because they understand all of that. That science has been known for a couple of decades. And in the scientific literature, it hasn't been disputed. So once you get to that point, then I think the additional thing we've done in this report is to say, over the last 5 years or so, we've been able to calculate in a probabilistic way what it would take to meet that policy target, the 2-degree target, okay? Now that's based on our understanding of how sensitive the climate is to carbon dioxide and so on, and there are some uncertainties around that. That's why it's a probabilistic target. So when I use words for the general public like a reasonable chance or a decent chance, I'm talking about a 75% probability based on our best understanding rather than a coin toss. Once you do that, then the math becomes really simple. And I've just gone through it in one of the previous questions. So I'm quite willing to stand behind that. That's absolutely the best understanding we have now. And in fact, when you look around a lot of different scientific problems, having 97 or 98% of scientists in the contentious field agree is about as close as you're ever going to get to a real consensus. So yeah, I stand behind it.
A miracle.
I stand behind it.
Good.
Lesley, do you also stand behind it?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Will and I didn't make up any of the numbers in the report. All of the numbers that we cite are quoted from published peer-reviewed literature. So, for example, keeping 80% of the fossil fuel in the ground and not burning it comes from, international agencies like the International Energy Agency. So, I mean, what this report does is actually just bringing together a lot of peer-reviewed published literature